Let's call the meeting to order. Secretariat, do we have a quorum?
Good afternoon po. Meron po sir, we do have a quorum.
Sige. Can you do the roll call, please, just for records purposes? Thank you.
Okay. Um, Attorney Roberto Martin Benaventura,
Present.
General, good afternoon sir, General Ernesto Armilo, Engineer Gary M. Jadi,
Present, ma'am.
Engineer Ernel F. Borlado, Ma'am Jocelyn Ching,
Present.
for our end user,
Emerson Saras, ma'am.
ADMS and
ADMS. Present po.
Strat Plan, as well as HRMD.
Present po.
For our technical working group, Attorney Irish Presyon,
Present.
Attorney Bo Maziglat,
Present.
Attorney Mark Nestor Mendoza, yes, Attorney Mendoza, Engineer Florian S. Atienza, Engineer Noric M. Baez,
Present. Good afternoon.
Mr. Jose Maria Anthony A. Eleo, Engineer Alfred V. Destura,
Present.
good afternoon, sir. Miss Jamaica Gregorio, Dr. Benjamin L. Terencio,
Present.
good afternoon, Doc. Miss Cheryl J. Walikan, and for our BAC Secretariat, overall head, Dr. Rolly T. Bayaban, Engineer Sane Villabert,
Present.
Thomas Duke Santos, our minutes taker, and the rest of the BAC Secretariats are also online, sir. That's all for the roll call po.
Thank you, Secretariat. There being a quorum, let's proceed with the agenda for today. So we have here the termination mode of procurement for two projects. The first one being consultancy services for the conduct of detailed engineering design of the expansion of PTB, Davao International Airport. Ah, this is negotiated procurement. Teka lang, mode lang ba to? Hindi ba, aren't we supposed to already do this for pre-proc?
Sir, if I may, sir, this has not yet been approved, sir. Should the committee approve this for today, sir, tomorrow will be the pre-procurement for this project, sir.
Okay, sige. Negotiated procurement. What is there to discuss? This is actually hindi Irish eh. I'm sorry ah. I'm sorry to say. I do not agree. This was already failed, 'di ba? Twice, and it was already declared for failure and for negotiated procurement. During the time that it was failed, it should be on record that it's already set for negotiated procurement, considering it has already failed 3 times, if I recall correctly.
Yes, sir. However,
Hmm.
there was also a negotiated procurement that was conducted before
Hmm.
when the ABC was 9.8 and which also failed. And again,
Yes.
yes, sir.
So I mean, my point is, why are we still determining the mode? It's already negotiated. It's already for pre-proc. Considering that it has already failed and it has already been determined that it's for negotiated procurement. Parang ang redundant nitong gagawin namin ngayon. Gusto nang gawin ng back na sasabihin namin negotiated procurement. It's already said this for pre-proc, please. I don't see the point of determining the mode for this. Dapat
Yes.
pre-proc na today. I was actually expecting pre-proc na today. Kaya mo ba ito i-pre-proc?
Yes, sir, the two end users are ready for pre-proc, sir, for today.
Pre-proc na natin, please. Because this question is kind of redundant. Because we're just gonna say yes for negotiated procurement because that's the determination already by the previous back. Let's already proceed with the pre-proc.
Sir, this will be presented by the TWG for ADMS, sir, Attorney Bo.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Chair. Miss Karen, you can proceed with the presentation of the terms of reference and the bid docs, considering that the presentation of the justification for negotiated procurement has already been dispensed with.
Okay, noted, sir. I will just share my screen. Good afternoon, everyone. Can I confirm po if you already see my screen?
Yes, clear.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon. First, I will present the perspective and interior design for the Davao International Airport expansion and improvement of the existing passenger terminal building. Shown on your screen is the exterior perspective of the extension of passenger terminal building at the landside area. This is the aerial exterior perspective of the expansion. For the conceptual design and plans for the facade and entrance lobby, this is the lobby area from the passenger entry at the right side. Today I will be presenting the pre-procurement of the consultancy services for the conduct of detailed engineering design of the expansion of passenger terminal building at Davao International Airport. For the request of proposal, the source of fund is from GAACY 2018 Batch 5 of the DOTR downloaded projects. The approved budget of the contract is 11,843,600 pesos. For the schedule of biddings, the list of activities and schedules are shown on your screen, and also subject for confirmation of date and will be posted through the bid bulletin. The proposal will require documents of interested consultant must be duly received by the BAC Secretariat on or before March 3, 2022 at 1:30 p.m. For the eligibility, technical and financial documents shown on your screen are the eligibility requirements such as the certificate of field jobs registration certificate from the Securities and Exchange Commission, mayor's or business permit, tax clearance reviewed and approved by the BIR, audited financial statements, legal clearance by the CAAP Enforcement and Legal Service, the certification under oath that the bidder has no pending cases, and lastly, Form A, the notarized omnibus sworn statement. For the technical proposal, listed are the documents required to be submitted by the prospective consultants, listed from item A to I. And for the financial proposal, we have financial proposal submission form, summary of cost, breakdown of price per activity, breakdown of remuneration per activity, reimbursables per activity, and the miscellaneous expenses. Again, for the deadline of submission of the requirements is on March 3 at 1:30 p.m. to be submitted at the back office, fourth floor building of the CAAP admin building. Any bid submitted after the deadline for submission and receipts of bids as stated in section C.1 hereof shall be declared late and shall not be accepted by the BAC. Bravo. Under the special conditions of contract, GCC Clause 6.2b, the consultant, its personnel, also their sub-consultants and its personnel, must not be engaged in the activity of a purchaser directly or indirectly of the assets on which they advise the procuring entity under this contract. The consultant must also agree that their affiliates shall be disqualified for the same period of time from engaging in the said activities. GCC Clause 20, if the consultant is a joint venture, all parties to the joint venture shall be jointly and severally liable to the procuring entity. GCC Clause 22b, the effectivity of the contract is 7 calendar days from the receipt of the NPP. GCC Clause 34.2 states that all disputes arising from the implementation of this contract shall be submitted to the arbitration in the Philippines according to the provision of RA 876 and 9285 as required in the Section 59 of the IRR of RA 9184. GCC Clause 35.1 states that all reports and relevant data such as maps, plans, statistics, and supporting records or materials complied or prepared in the course of the services shall be confidential and shall be absolute property of the procuring entity. GCC Clause 35.1 computer software and programming works purchased or paid for by the consultant for the CAAP shall be licensed in the name of CAAP. For the terms of reference of this contract, the objective of the services is to assess and evaluate the present passenger terminal building capacity and to formulate a development plan for the improvement of the existing PPD at Davao International Airport. Secondly, to prepare detailed engineering design for the expansion of PPD. Third, to prepare the cost estimates and bidding documents. Fourth, to review, validate, and conduct social and gender safeguards and incorporate the needs of senior citizens, persons with disability, and gender responsiveness. Lastly, to provide concise, comprehensive, and descriptive report that will serve as basis for further undertaking actions, decisions of proper authorities. The study area shall cover the existing passenger terminal building and vehicular parking area of the Davao International Airport. The prospective consultants must submit two major requirements for the detailed engineering design. First, the preparation of the conceptual or basic design, which includes the program, detailed engineering design, program of works, detailed estimate, scope of works, and specification for the expansion of the passenger terminal building, as listed as architectural, structural, electrical, mechanical, air conditioning system, ventilation, including smoke control system, plumbing, fire protection system, auxiliaries, special equipment, per CPM, bar chart, equipment utilization, manpower utilization specification. And lastly, the prospective bidders must submit analysis and computations for the structural, electrical analysis, and hydraulic calculations. Second requirement for the detailed engineering design is the post-design stage, which is the bidding documents. They must prepare the draft bid document, which includes the eligibility, technical, and financial bid documents, instruction to bidders, special conditions of the contract, bid drawings, technical specifications, bill of quantities, and also the preparation of draft bid document. The consultancy firm should have gained experience within the last 10 years in the conduct of the feasibility study, master plan, and/or detailed engineering design of airport and airport facilities or in other transport-related projects. Shown on your screen are the consultancy firm and key staff. Under the key staff are the project manager, the engineers under civil, structural, mechanical, electrical, and sanitary, also the communications engineer with a subtotal of 29 personnel. Under technical support staff, we have the architect, mechanical engineer, electrical, sanitary engineer, and cost engineer with corresponding CAD operators. For the admin staff, with a subtotal of 64 personnel. The required, the required total number of personnel is 93. The consultancy service schedule shall be completed within the period of 7 months or 210 calendar days and shall commence 7 days after the receipt of notice to proceed. The consultant shall prepare and submit the reports in the following order. First, the draft basic design report, final basic design report, draft detailed design report, final detailed design report, draft bid documents, final bid documents, and the assistance in the bidding process. The consultant will be paid based on the milestone submittals upon the presentation of the following documents. The procuring entity will issue a certificate of acceptance and a statement of performance upon satisfactory compliance of the submitted reports. Under this contract, the CAAP shall provide all available data, studies, reports, and other documents that can be used in the conduct of the study. CAAP personnel shall also provide assistance in the access to relevant offices and/or agencies and participate in the discussion, meetings, conferences, visits during the course of the study. The approved budget of the contract shall not exceed 11,843,600 pesos, inclusive of all applicable government taxes and charges, professional fees, and other incidental and administrative costs. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Alright. Bo, may dadagdag ka pa ba?
Sir, apologies.
Feed.
For the deadline, I think there was just a typo. The deadline of submission of bids should be March 13 and not March 3. I think that would be edited and corrected by the technical working group before the bid documents are finalized. That would be all, Mr. Chair.
Sige. Alright, at this juncture, we're opening the discussion for the members of the committee. At the onset, I just want to highlight siguro, first off, that this project is per under instruction of the secretary na ma-fast track natin, considering this is tawag dito. This has already failed several times, and this has already been brought to his attention as well as to the attention of the president. And considering this is Davao, and this is the president's hometown, it was promised and it was committed that we will do everything that we can to have this at least started during this administration. So, kaya rin ganitong tight yung timeline. Ang akin lang, the onset, Bo, maybe you can discuss to us, anong naging difference nito dun sa, di ba nag-fail na to? Just for, kasi this is a new back. So, let's just inform everyone of the history of this. So, this was downloaded to us, tama? This was already bidded out sa DOTR and I think it failed. And then it was downloaded to us, the whole amount of 800 million for the expansion of the PTB. And then the consultancy portion of it, which has a budget of magkano Bo? 90 million.
Yes, sir. 90 million, sir.
This has already undergone the bidding process before. However, it has failed twice.
Yes, sir.
And then after having failed twice, it was the ABC was changed, tama ba?
Yes, sir, that is correct. There was a revision of the terms of reference, including the ABC.
In the ABC.
And it
From
was
what ABC to what ABC?
from 9.8 to 13.6, sir.
Because primarily it was determined before na walang may gustong sumali dahil masyadong mababa ang contract amount. Tama.
That is correct, sir.
However, after the updating of the terms of reference and for having been rebidded, it has again failed because wala rin nag-show na interest. Hence this option to just proceed with the negotiated procurement under the GPPB rules, considering it has failed several times despite the efforts of the agency to make the project terms more appealing to the bidders. So ito yon. So maybe you can just showcase to us Bo anong naging difference nito ngayon from the previous TOR.
Copy, sir.
End user. Sorry, TWG ka nga pala. End user.
Sir Emmer, I think we can explain to them the difference of the TOR from the previous to this one, sir.
Sir, so yung previous na TOR, yun nga po sir, yung cost niya is 9 million. And then naging wala pong nag-participate dun sa mga previous na bidding. So ngayon po ang budget po natin is around 11 million. So yung changes lang po sa changes sa TOR is yung sa mga technical na scope of work na include in-include sa detailed engineering design, sir. Yung po yung mga for example po yung area na for development nasa 4,000 square meter po yung 8,000 sorry sir 8,000 square meter po yung development na identified for improvement ng Davao International Airport. So tapos po yung improvement po dun sa existing na international. So yun po yung mga significant po nung changes po dun sa TOR before po. Bali po ang gagawin po natin ngayon sir is yung ang kailangan po is ma-improve po talaga, makita yung significance ng improvement sa Davao is yung sa international po natin operations. So yung na-develop po natin dito, yun po yung inaano natin sa consultant na i-develop po yung international departure and arrival area po natin. So,
Okay, sir. So magkano na ngayon yung ABC? 11?
Current
Uh,
post, yung ano, yung ABC natin.
11,843,600 pesos, sir.
This coming from the previous one was 13.
Uh, yes, sir.
So bumaba siya ngayon.
Yes,
Wouldn't
sir.
be but negotiated naman to eh. So ano, I don't think hindi na magiging issue dapat yung lack of interest. But we have already sorted out yung mga possible bidders for this and yung quotation. We got all of this from ano, 'di ba? From contractor already. A possible bidder for this.
Yes, sir.
If I may,
Sige.
Mr.
Okay,
Chair.
sir Arnel.
Uh, we are referring to the previous ABC of 9 million, Mr. Chair. That's the ABC that failed twice. So we increased the ABC by 20%, so it became up with 11 million. And revising the TOR, reducing the scope of work, and providing ADMS provided other technical details that would reduce the scope of work of the contractor. That's why we came up with 11 million. But we are not using the 13 million ABC, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that, sir. So we're reckoning it from the second failed bidding.
Yes,
Yung
yes,
amount,
Mr. Chair.
yung original ABC, we mean. Okay,
Yes,
sige,
sir.
sir. All right. Do you have any more comments from our members or any clarification? And you, sir, the request here, can we just repeat it, please? For posting? Posting pa ba to? Or ano na to, direct? May posting process ba dito? Kailangan pa dito i-upload lahat, di ba? Bo, Phil Jeps?
Yes, sir.
Despite that it's negotiated, as I recall from the rules, we still need to go through the posting process.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Members, do you have any questions? If there's none, maybe we can have a motion, please. The request is for the posting of this project.
A motion, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I move for the posting of the consultancy service for the conduct of detailed engineering design of the expansion of passenger terminal building at Davao International Airport in the amount of 11,843,600, that's subject to negotiated procurement.
Thank you, sir. Do you have a second?
Second, sir.
Before
Ma'am
I
Joyce.
second, Mr. Chair,
Hello? Yes?
yes, before I second the motion,
Hi. Thank you, sir. There being a
already,
motion duly seconded, the motion is hereby carried and you, sir, kindly just coordinate with the BAC Secretariat for the posting, particularly Sir Sunny. Please, Sir Sunny, let's please focus on this na hindi ma-delay ito. As I recall, may mga ibang na-delay for posting before. All right.
Mr. Chair,
Mr.
Mr.
Yes,
Chair, additional ano lang, sir.
Sige po, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Given aside from posting, I think we need to write those shortlisted consultants, because if we're just gonna rely on the advertisement, we already experienced the failures for relying on the advertisement. Siguro yung mga previous interested bidders sa lahat na natin para magkaroon tayo ng
Oh, sige, sir.
magandang
Opo.
result.
Mr. Chair, if I
Secretariat,
may-
let's do that, please.
Yes, sir, we will send a request for proposal to those who previously participated on this project, sir. They are the bidders who are shortlisted for this project, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Sir Arnel. Let that be noted, please, in the action to be done by the body. Sige. With that, let's really move on to the next item, which is the procurement of certifying body for third-party audit certification under ISO, QMS, Strategic Planning Division. So this is going to be for determination of mode of procurement. Who will be discussing
Sir,
this,
this
please?
is for determination of mode of procurement and pre-procurement, sir. The recommended mode, sir, is negotiated procurement due to two failed bidding, sir.
Okay. May reso tayo doon. When it was declared failed.
Yes, sir, we have a resolution, sir. However, there are some internal problems regarding this, the documentations of this project, sir, since the end user as well as the BAC Secretariat cannot find the very first resolution as well as the attachments for the first failure, sir.
That's a big problem. Anong gagawin natin with that? So, na-declare na to na failure
Yes, sir.
twice.
Yes, sir.
But we don't have the resolution for that.
Unfortunately, sir, yes. For the first failure, sir. We have for the second failure, but we cannot find the documentations for the first failure, sir.
Yes, but we need that for the justification for the option to proceed with negotiated. Kailangan natin mapakita na dalawa. Well, di pa tayo pwede ma-recover yun or ma-reconstitute yung resolution based on the minutes. Do you have minutes for that at least?
Sir, all the attachments, sir, for that. But I will
Paano niya alam na nag-fail?
To the chair,
Yes.
Attorney Eric, from Statland po, this is Kat. Bale, upon checking sa mga records po, wala kaming na-secure na minutes of meeting and also the resolution. Ang meron lang po kami is yung electronic copy ng PhilJEP's posting po as proof na merong activity ng first bidding na nag-failed.
That's noted, ma'am. Pero that's not the issue here. We need proof that kasi for us to proceed with negotiated, we need to establish that it has failed twice. And for us to establish that it has failed twice, we need the resolution that says it failed. And that's exactly what you're saying. Wala tayong kahit anong panghahawakan. I'm not questioning that it has failed kasi hindi naman kayo magsa-second bidding kung hindi yan nag-failed. But we just need the documentation for that para naman ma-justify. Because the justification, as I understand, similar to the others, kailangan niya permahan ni DG, di ba? Kailangan niya aprobahan ni DG. May justification ba to na ipe-present?
May ready presentation po kami, attorney.
For the justification? Not the
Yes,
pre-proc. I'm talking about the justification for nego.
for nego po. For request for determination po ng mode.
Sige. Please proceed with that, please.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Sorry, apologies for the feedback po. Magkalapit po yung office and conference room. May I proceed po, sir?
Go ahead, please.
So, for today, I will be presenting the determination of mode of procurement for certification services for CAAP under ISO 9001:2015 Quality Management System. So, for the total project amount, it is allotted for 3 million pesos, and for the project duration, it is 3 years. We will discuss the details of the project activities in the later slides. For the scope of work, the scope of audit shall cover offices and services in CAAP main office, 1 pilot area center, and 2 pilot CAAP managed airports, covering their processes, operational, management, and support processes, namely corporate planning, air traffic service, air navigation service, Flight Standards Inspectorate Service, Aerodrome Development and Management Service, Administrative and Finance Service, Civil Aviation Training Center, Enforcement and Legal Service, Operations Center, International Civil Aviation Coordinating Staff, Aircraft Accident Investigation and Inquiry Board, Flight Inspection and Calibration Group, Aerodrome and Air Navigation Safety Oversight Office, Corporate Communication Staff, CAAP Security and Investigation Service, Area Center 6, Iloilo International Airport as Area Center, and Iloilo International Airport as CAAP Managed Airport, Bacolod Silay International Airport, and General Santos International Airport. So for the background, an Administrative Order Number 161 institutionalizing quality management system in government was issued on October 5, 2006 and was amended by the EO 605, mainly to adopt ISO 9001-2000 QMS as part of the implementation of a government-wide quality management program. And compliance to the ISO quality management system, specifically the requirement to attain ISO QMS certification, it has been included by the AO number 25 IATF as one of the requirements since the 2015 performance-based bonus cycle. In addition, in ISO 9001:2015 certification, it is one of the 3 non-negotiable strategic measures in the CAAP's performance scorecard mandated by the GCG to be conducted by all GOCCs.
Ay, sorry, just to save time, wag mo naman basahin lahat kasi
Ay,
medyo mahaba.
apologies, sir.
And then just skip to the to the history, I mean historical background nitong bidding
Okay,
timeline.
sir. So for the background of the bidding timeline, first failure was noted last September 24. It has no signature of the bidder on the submitted bidding documents, resulting to bid failure. And the second failure of bidding was last August 20. There's no attached TD Form 1 by the bidder, resulting also to bid failure. So for the objectives, what I've said earlier, to comply with the AO and as one of the non-negotiables for the GCG. So on the specific objectives, it is on the part of the
Sorry,
consultant.
hindi natin to kailangang pag-usapan ngayon. We're just talking about the bidding process. Can we skip, ano ba? Yan. Ano to? This is already the project itself.
Yes, sir,
Before
the
we even
proposed
proceed with the
timeline.
project, we just need to see first yung naging action ng previous BAC because I mean, lahat kami bago dito sa BAC Bravo. This is a newly constituted Bravo team. So we want to be refreshed, or we want to be informed of ano bang naging action dito para alam naman namin yung pinagdedesisyonan namin. So can you go back sa slide kanina on the failure of bidding? So this is where we are stuck at actually.
Yes,
Because you're saying wala tayong any proof or any documentation on this first failure of bidding.
Yes.
Is that correct? And the reason for that is nawala or hindi nagkaroon ng reso? Nawala ba sa records? Kasi kahit minutes wala eh. How can we even know if this is what happened or this was the remarks?
Sir, it was...
Secretariat, ano ba? Ano ba nangyari dito? Can you just explain it to us?
Sir, ang sinabi po dati, sir, nag-QMS daw. So, itinabi yung mga documents and hindi na humahanap. That was the only explanation that was given to the Secretariat, sir.
Paano nyo na sure na ganito yung remarks nung first failure of bidding? You were there?
Yes po, sir. Carla speaking po from Statplan, sir.
Doon kayo nun?
Nung
first failure of
yes
bidding?
po, sa ELS conference room po, sir.
Ang chair nun si DDGA na or si...
Si
Attorney JR pa.
Attorney Gumabon po.
Attorney JR gumabon. Okay. Wala kayong sariling minutes, wala kayong, hindi siya recorded, no? Hindi rin siya streamed live at the time.
No po, sir.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Bo.
I have here a copy of the minutes nung September 24, 2020.
Ayun naman pala eh.
Sir, I'm just checking now because it is the same first failure for the Davao DED. And there is a mention of the QMS. However, there was no mention of whether there was a failed bidding. I can share my screen for the reference of all the members.
Bakit si ADMS may kopya ng minutes? Yung secretariat wala.
Sir, I also got this from the secretariat, sir.
Kanina ko pa tinatanong eh. Sabi hindi na mahanap.
So, sir, this is the contents of the minutes. And sir, unfortunately, there seems to be no indication here whether there was actually a failed bidding, because the date post as indicated here is September 24, 2020.
Anong nakasulat? Sorry, baba ulit tayo. Pa-scroll down, please.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
one observation po dito kasi sa minutes nakalagay is nung September 24 is pre-proc, pero yun doon sa present kanina failed bidding is September 24.
Can you answer that question, please? Ano yung tanong natin is on the date of the failure 24 and ano po yun, sir? The date of the minutes being flashed is also 24?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is correct, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, so it's supposed to state here that the failure was done on this particular meeting. That's the reason why we wanted to see it. But unfortunately, walang nakasulat. Hindi ba sinusulat sa minutes kung ano yung action ng BAC at the time? Ano tong nakasulat na to? Discussion lang eh. That there are changes in the terms of reference. So ano pong gagawin natin dito? Anong recommendation?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
given that the failure of the bidding cannot be clearly established, and I don't know if it's really urgent to have this third party, although kung talagang urgent naman siya, we can resort to another bidding, but we can use the shortest one. In this way, we can both address the the procurement provisions under the 9184. Kasi yung negotiated procurement, we're just pursuing that because of we're assuming that it already failed twice, but we cannot establish clearly whether there is indeed two failures of bidding. So in my recommendation, I would recommend to pursue the public bidding again, but using the shortest procurement period, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for that, Sir Arnel. And you, sir, do you have anything to say about that? Okay, I'm actually with Sir Arnel on this one because I hope you understand, because if we can't just do negotiated procurement without sufficiently establishing the grounds, which in this particular case is the two failed biddings. And while we say na merong second bidding, so therefore merong first bidding, we still need the proper documentation for it, otherwise makukuha tayo. So I think that's the safest way we can go about it, as recommended by Sir Arnel, is to, since this is the termination of the mode, instead of the recommended negotiated, we let it go through regular bidding, with following the shortest possible periods that we can for this. Do you have any more comments from the members? If there's none, maybe we can have a motion.
Mr. Chair, another comment po.
Go ahead, sir.
Oo. Tanong ko lang po rin sa end user, in between ba doon sa two failed bidding, from first failure to second failure, meron po bang changes na ginawa doon sa bid document, sa proposal?
Yes po, sir. Bali,
So-
yung originally po kasi yung Davao, kasama po siya doon sa i-audit na sites. And then, nung naging Davao International Authority na po siya, tinanggal na po siya sa scope po ng audit. Ayun po, sir.
So, Mr. Chair, so in that case, hindi talaga natin po pwede siyang i-proceed sa negotiated kasi may pagbabago. So, definitely kailangan may second bidding or reposting.
Actually, sir, just for information of everyone, allowed naman po yun under the GBBB rules, kasi usually when there's a failure, i-return talaga yan to make the necessary adjustments, like what we did for Davao. However, that should all be presented in the justification, and the justification should be, of course, approved. And unlike in Davao, which was already approved, this one kasi wala pa nga justification, kaya hinahanapan ko sana ng justification presentation, but they didn't really present it. Siguro hindi rin natin tama kayo, sir, hindi natin din ma-establish ngayon yung proper basis for negotiated, not just because walang first failure, but also the justification it hasn't been presented and it's not approved then by the management for it to be negotiated. So ako again, I do support the recommendation of Sir Arnel with this, and hearing no comments from the end user. Well, it is really up to the BAC to decide on that. So if there's no more objection, and we're all in agreement na hindi siya pwede i-negotiated, maybe we can have a motion of determining the mode of procurement for this one to be regular procurement.
Okay, Mr. Chair, the motion is to procure this project to
Yes,
regular
sir.
bidding.
Yes, sir. That's considered the motion. Do we have a second?
A second, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. There being a motion duly seconded, so the mode of procurement for this project has been determined to be regular procurement under the GPPB rules. All right. And you, sir, just kindly coordinate with the secretariat for the isa-schedule nyo na lang to for pre-procurement properly. Considering this is gonna be regular, then you will have to do the normal the complete and normal bid docs requirement for regular procurement. I-ready nyo na lang so that when we do the pre-proc and the pre-bid, yun na yung ipapresent ninyo. Okay?
Noted po, sir.
Sige. All right, with that, let's proceed, please, with the next item. Submission and opening of bids for the procurement of manpower outsourcing contract for provision of technical and non-technical personnel, support service requirements, and non-central office and area centers nationwide under a 3-year service agreement, which is an HRMD project. Just apologies lang po. I'll be in the middle of another meeting with the DOTR, so I might not be able to respond lang. Can I ask, Sir Arnel, okay lang po ba? I'll still be here, but just to moderate the meeting as we go along. Kasi kasama ko po sila DG tsaka sila Secretary sa kabilang meeting.
Sige, sir.
Sige, sir. Thank you, sir. Let's proceed, please.
For this, sir, we have only one bidder who submitted their
Yes, sir.
proposal for this one, sir. Permission to open the permission to proceed, Mr. Chair. Sir Arnel,
Yeah, please proceed.
thank you. May I ask the back secretariat to admit our representatives, please? Good afternoon, everyone. Before we start our opening, please introduce yourselves and the company that you represent. Permission to, in the interest of time, Mr. Chair, can we proceed with the now opening of... We apologize, Mr. Chair, but we have representatives physically present for today for this project.
Okay, please proceed.
Sir, ma'am, please introduce yourself and the company that you represent. Let's start with you, ma'am.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Dexy Calibara from LServe Corporation.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm Jun Canlas, representing LServe Corporation.
Albert Tignalan for LServe Corporation.
Joseph Angeles, attending via Google Meet, LServe Corporation.
Thank you, sir. Any more representatives, please? Permission to proceed, Mr. Chair.
Proceed, please.
Sir, we have one submitted bid proposal, sir, from LServe Corporation. Sir, ma'am, representatives, may I confirm if this is your submitted bid?
Yes, ma'am. We confirm that that bid is our submitted bid po.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Chair, permission to proceed with the opening, sir.
Please proceed.
Thank you, sir. Sir, our first submitted bid is from LServe Corporation, formerly LBP Service Corporation. Inside the main envelope are two envelopes. First is the original financial component envelope and the original technical component envelope. Sir, permission to proceed with the opening of the technical component envelope, sir.
Okay, please proceed.
Sir, in the technical envelope is the original technical component submitted by LServe Corporation, sir. It is with tabbings, sequentially paginated in each and every page, and initialed. Checklist, please.
Valid PhilJEP's registration certificate, platinum membership,
Certificate of PhilJEP's registration and platinum membership submitted by LServe Corporation, formerly LBP Service Corporation. Submitted.
registration certificate from SEC, DTI, CDA, or its equivalent document.
SEC certificate of with the registration date of October 28, 1996, with certificate number submitted.
Mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located.
Mayor's permit with permit number 29445 issued place of issue Makati City, issued on January 5, 2022, and expiration date of December 31, 2022, submitted.
Tax clearance per EO number 398, series of 205, finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue.
Tax clearance issued by the tax clearance issued to LServe Corporation, issued last August 23, 2021, valid until August 23, 2022, submitted.
Statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contracts to be bid.
Statement of all ongoing government and private contracts within 10 years from submission of bids, including contracts awarded but not yet started, submitted.
Statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract, SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid.
SLCC with certificate of accomplishments, submitted.
Registration of agency contractor with the Department of Labor and Employment.
Certificate of registration issued to LServe Corporation, issued by the Department of Labor and Employment, with receipt issued last February 9, 2022, valid until February 6, 2024, submitted.
Original copy of bid security.
Bid securing declaration issued by LServe Corporation, notarized, issued last February 9, 2022, submitted.
Schedule of requirements.
Schedule of requirements, signed, submitted.
Conformity with technical specifications, which may include production, delivery schedule, manpower requirements, and/or after-sales parts if applicable. Conformity with technical specifications, which may include production, delivery schedule, manpower requirements, and/or other after-sales parts if applicable.
Affidavit of compliance with technical specifications issued by Joseph Angeles, representative of LServe Corporation, for the procurement of manpower outsourcing contract for provision of technical and non-technical personnel. Signed and notarized, submitted.
Original duly signed omnibus sworn statement, and if applicable, original notarized certificate, notarized secretary's certificate in case of corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture, giving full authority and power of its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder.
Omnibus sworn statement executed by Joseph V. Angeles, duly authorized and designated representative of LServe Corporation, signed and notarized, submitted.
Certification under oath attesting that they have no pending cases against the government. Certificate.
May we request the representatives, ma'am, of, ma'am, pwede pong can we approach the TWG, ma'am?
Okay. After dyan, ma'am. After that. There. That's the affidavit.
Affidavit executed by Joseph V. Angeles that it is in compliance with the checklist of that in compliance of the checklist of the technical and financial document that the LSER stating that LSER has no pending case against the government, submitted, signed and notarized, submitted.
Legal clearance to be issued by the CAAP Enforcement and Legal Service with respect to the non-pending cases of the prospective bidder against this authority.
Legal clearance issued by the CAAP ELS, signed by Attorney Roberto Martin Benaventura, issued last February 7, 2022, valid until July 2, 2022, submitted.
Bid Bulletin Number 1 dated February 4, 2022.
Bid Bulletin Number 1 dated February 4, 2022, submitted.
Bid Bulletin Number 2 dated February 10, 2022.
Bid Bulletin Number 2 dated February 10, 2022, submitted.
audited financial statements showing, among others, the supplier's total and current assets and liabilities, stamp received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institution for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of the bid submission.
Audited financial statement by LServe Corporation submitted to the BIR using the electronic submission of BIR, successfully uploaded last May 4, 2021. Submitted.
Computation of net financial contracting capacity, NFCC.
NFCC of LServe Corporation of 20,188,731 pesos and 57 centavos. Signed. Submitted.
Joint venture agreement, if applicable.
Not applicable.
Sorry, Attorney.
We are entering in a joint venture, so we submitted therefore undertaking an authorized statement that we are enter into a joint venture if the contract is successfully awarded. On the last page, Madam.
Notarized statement stating that LServe Corporation is participating in the bidding, will enter into a joint venture agreement with Aviation Professional Service Cooperative or APSCO for the said project. Signed, notarized, submitted. With this, Mr. Chair, with the submission of LServe Corporation, the submission of LServe Corporation is rated as passed. Considering, Mr. Chair, that there is only one submission, may we request to proceed with the opening of the financial bid proposal submitted by LServe Corporation?
Okay, proceed with the opening of the financial proposal.
Thank you, sir. Sir, inside the financial proposal is a folder with tabbings and paginated each page. Checklist, please.
Original of duly signed and accomplished price schedule for non-technical.
Price schedule for non-technical personnel. Submitted.
Original of duly signed and accomplished price schedule for technical.
Price schedule for technical personnel, submitted.
Original of duly signed and accomplished summary price of schedule.
Summary of price schedule or summary of bid proposal, submitted.
Other documentary requirements under RA 98184, which is a certification from the DTI if the bidder claims preference as a domestic bidder or domestic entity. Nakalagay.
Mr. Chair, considering that this is not a foreign bidder, Mr. Chair, there is no need for the certification from the DTI, sir.
Okay.
Secretariat, please proceed.
Original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form and financial bid.
Financial bid submitted by LServe Corporation in the amount of 1,388,930,138 pesos and 38 centavos. It's 1,388,930,138 pesos and 38 centavos with no discount.
Is it below the ABC?
Sir, it is within the ABC, sir.
So any recommendation from the TWG and you?
Sir, the TWG recommends, sir, that that the bid submitted by LServe Corporation, sir, considering that it is the we only have one submission from LServe Corporation, sir, be rated as passed and be submitted to the bid evaluation process, sir, for the consideration of the BAC Bravo, sir.
Any motion from the members? No motion?
Motion, please.
Through the chair,
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
I move to adopt the recommendation of the BAC Bravo TWG for the evaluation of the bid document submitted by LSER for to assess the completeness of the documents and arithmetical and computation. Thank you.
Any second?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Carlos.
may I manifest before seconding to the
Motion.
motion. Pwedeng balikan natin yung doon sa kanilang technical proposal. Particular doon sa joint venture statement.
Well, if I may, there is an affidavit, I think, that they intend to have a joint venture with other company. after the award. But be mindful that the BAC is only evaluating the LSERB, yung mga legal documents and mga company profile na in-evaluate ng PWD is LSERB. So we have no information of the other company that is being proposed for the joint venture agreement. So if ever the award will be given to LSERB, that's the information that I'm imparting to everyone.
So in that case, Mr. Chair, will the yung bang ka-joint venture niya will not be jointly severally liable for the contract?
We have to seek the guidance of the legal, but in my opinion, the joint venture should be first undertaken or completed to be proposed to the committee for our evaluation, not after the bidding process.
Yeah,
Because we have to evaluate the technical the company also, the partner. So what we apply to the LSERB, should also be applied to the joint venture company. Given that we have no information on the other company, we will, if ever, we will award the contract to LSERB only.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yes.
Sir, it is also included in the checklist, sir, that if there is if the joint venture is, there is joint venture, sir, there should be a duly notarized statement from all potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the
before the
provisions of the
bidding.
joint venture agreement in the instance that the bid is successful. And in that case,
Okay.
sir, there is a notarized statement, sir, submitted by Aviation Professional Services, sir, that that they will enter
I
into a
understand.
joint venture agreement with LSERV Corporation and will enter
So-
into and abide by the provisions of the joint venture agreement, sir.
Yeah, if I may add, Mr. Chair, from LSERB Corporation, I'm Jun Canlas. Just to manifest that for the informations of other party, APSCO, we likewise submitted, included on our submission, their mayor's permit, tax clearance, at the same time their registration from Cooperative Development Authority to represent their identity. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, sir, considering that they also submitted the credentials of Aviation Professional Services, sir, the TWG would like to recommend for the opening or for the checking of the credentials or the documents submitted by aviation professionals just to confirm, sir, their capability, sir, in performing the their capability in the performance of this project, sir. Should there be a joint venture with LSERV Corporation, Mr. Chair? For the consideration of the committee.
Yes, please. For the benefit of, for the consideration of the committee, please open the other documents, the documents of the other company.
Permission to proceed, Mr. Chair, for the checking of the documents of Aviation Professionals Cooperative, sir.
Yeah, please proceed.
Valid field jobs registration certificate.
Certificate of Field Jobs Registration of Aviation Professional Service Cooperative or APSCO, valid until February 10, 2023. Submitted.
Registration certificate from Securities and Exchange Commission, Department of Trade and Industry, CDA, or its equivalent document.
CDA Certificate of Aviation Professional Service Cooperative or APSCO, issuance date February 13, 2019. Submitted.
Mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located.
Business permit issued by the City of Pasay, issued to Aviation Professional Service Cooperative. Date of issuance, January 28, 2022, valid until December 31, 2022, submitted.
Tax clearance per Executive Order Number 398, Series of 2005, as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue.
Tax clearance issued to Aviation Professional Service Cooperative, issued on February 8, 2022, valid until February 8, 2023, submitted.
Statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid.
If I may, hanggang doon lang po sa legal documents are the one.
Mr. Chair, considering that Aviation Service Professional has shown that they complied with the legal documents that is required for this project, sir, in joint venture with LServe Corporation, sir, the TWG recommends, sir, that the bid proposal submitted by LServe Corporation, sir, is rated as passed, and we recommend for the bid evaluation of the bid submitted for the computation of the arithmetical and computation of the bid submitted, sir.
Okay, any motion from the members? Motion, please.
Mr. Chair, I move to adopt the recommendation of the TWD to proceed with the bid evaluation of the bid submitted by LSER.
Any second?
Second the motion, sir.
Okay, motion duly seconded. The BAC hereby adopts the recommendation of the technical working group to subject the proposal of LSEB to further bid evaluation. So, any other agenda?
No other agenda for today, Mr. Chair.
So, on behalf of Attorney Rob, can I adjourn the meeting?
Motion, please.
The meeting is now adjourned. Motion to adjourn?
To the chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Any second?
Ayaw po umuwi.
No second. Anyway, hearing none, the meeting is now adjourned.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you to our representatives. Ma'am, we will inform you of the next meeting for this one, ma'am, for the bid evaluation report. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you po. Thank you, sir.
And thank you
Mr. Chair.
to Mr. Chairman and to the members of the BAC. Thank you very much.
Okay lang din mga kasi pag in-indicate nila, we can add it sa categories. Yes, Ms.